What is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. So about a half a year ago, I dropped a video of upcoming VR shooters, and now most of those games have come out, so we are going to be taking another look at some upcoming VR shooters that are going to be coming out for both the Oculus Quest and the PC, and I will let you guys know which games are coming to which inside the video itself, so you will know whether it's coming just to PC or going to Oculus Quest, or both. And on top of that, please do comment in the comment section which game you guys are looking forward to playing most, and also if I missed any games that you feel should be on this list, please do let me know in the comment section below. With that being said, guys, make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm bringing a ton of VR content, everything from game reviews to hardware reviews, and I got some good stuff I'm working on, so make sure you guys do stay tuned to that. And without further ado, let's hop on into this video. Alright guys, so with the first pick on this list, we have a game called Alien Dawn, and there is no doubt about it, this is probably the most suspect pick on this list, as the trailer probably could have been a little bit better, and overall it doesn't look like it's going to be that much fun. But the reason it is on this list is just because of the actual concept behind the game, where if maybe through lots of testing and optimization and updates, this game could actually turn into a game that looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be a 10+ player co-op experience where your entire objective is basically to survive and escape an alien invasion. There's going to be interactive vehicles, you're going to have mission objectives, and you're going to have to work together to beat the game. And it's going to be procedurally generated. The landscape is, the maps are, and each playthrough is going to last somewhere around between 30 to 90 minutes depending on what you guys do. So again, that concept, 10+ player co-op, you all have to work together to get out of there and survive an alien invasion, fighting off waves of alien undead and aliens with guns and other vehicles and stuff. Yeah, concept sounds like a lot of fun. Whether or not it's going to be something they're going to be able to execute on, that remains to be seen. And the trailer doesn't look great, but sometimes VR game trailers don't look good and the game ends up turning out to be pretty good. So that's why this one is on this list, and that's why it is at our number 10 spot. Alright guys, and with our next title on this list, we have Into the Darkness, which is a VR action shooter game that is basically physics-based, which looks pretty cool, and you're going to be following along a storyline of basically humanity is trying to achieve immortality by transferring its consciousness to machines. Well, obviously that does not go as planned, and now you're going to have to fight these said machines. And just based off the trailer footage, it looks like the physics nature of this game is going to make it pretty fun. Whether there's enough content or not to justify whatever price you're going to ask for it, that obviously remains to be seen. But so far, it does look like an interesting title, and if you're looking for a VR shooter, adventure, physics-based experience, because you're tired of Boneworks for some reason, or you're looking forward to Stress Level Zero's next project coming up, Project 4, which we have no details on, this game might be able to hold you over, as it looks like it's going to be kind of similar to Boneworks in the such of the physics-basedness of it. But overall, definitely want to keep your eye on if you're into these type of games and you're looking for basically being able to kill computer animated robots with anything that is available to you in the game world. This game might be for you. Alright guys, so with our next pick on this list, we have a game that is slightly different than probably what you're expecting out of a shooter, but I think it looks pretty interesting, and the concept of the game actually could be a lot of fun if it is executed properly, and that is Orbital Strike VR. Now, this game is not exactly your typical virtual reality shooter where you're going to have, modern weapons and you're going to be reloading, or World War II weapons. This is kind of a different title where, similar to Battle Group VR, you're going to be commanding a fleet of starships and going into combat. Only the difference is you're not going to be actually on the bridge. You're going to be flying around in a futuristic battle spacesuit, and you're going to have to engage in ship-to-ship combat while you're kind of a space marine in the sense. So there's a layer of strategy to this game, as well as, first-person shooter mechanics going to it, and they're going to have co-op, single-player campaign, and all kinds of different things that are going to be coming with this title. And the graphics look pretty basic on it, but overall the gameplay does look like it could be something that's a lot of fun if they are able to execute properly. And the trailer, I think, does a pretty good job of showing the potential fun that this game could be, especially if you're into kind of that jump from ship to ship and be able to have first-person combat outside. It just overall looks like an interesting title and something that's worth putting on your wish list. Alright guys, so with the next pick on this list, we have Blunt Force, which is a game that you've probably heard of by now, considering it's been teased now for a good while, and a lot of us have been looking forward to, getting our hands on this game and seeing, if it's really going to be a full-blown World War II shooter, or if it's just going to be kind of an arcadey experience. And based off of some of the initial reviews whenever demos were available to play, it seems like this game could maybe be a flop, but again, it looks really good, and it has been in development for quite a while now, so I definitely don't want to write anything off until we actually have the game in our hands and we're able to see it. But for now, it's definitely on this list because it still is an anticipated shooter that is upcoming, and anything really that has good graphics, it could be a good story-based shooter set in World War II. I think that's a pretty fair assumption that it's going to generate some buzz, because a lot of us are looking for a game like that. So I definitely would keep my eye on Blunt Force, as it's got to be releasing sometime soon here, so we can finally get our hands onto it. So with our next pick on this list, we have a game that actually looks pretty good, and I'm going to actually be reviewing it as I have a code for early access, so make sure you stay tuned if this is something that interests you, because I will be reviewing this game, and that is called Guardians VR. Now this is a innovative real-time strategies / first-person shooter game set in a sci-fi world, kind of like a tower defense game with guns that are available where you have to kind of defend against an alien invasion. Now this game is going to have both PvP and PvE co-op modes, which is pretty cool. If you look at the trailer above, I think it'd be a lot of fun to defend against an army of aliens with friends, and the movement system overall looks pretty good, and the gameplay itself actually looks pretty fun, so I'm looking forward to testing this game and reviewing it for everybody. And on top of that, this game is also going to be coming both to PC and Quest, which is awesome for you Quest users that may be interested in this game. It looks like it's going to be pretty good, and overall, I think jumping around, fighting against aliens with guns and slamming them into things, along with making sure your defenses are set up the right way, will definitely create a gameplay loop that is pretty exciting and a lot of fun. So definitely keep your eye on this one. So with our next pick on this list, we have Vail VR, which is a competitive online multiplayer shooter game, kind of getting Counter-Strike-y vibes or Rainbow Six Siege vibes, as they're touting it to be a immersive, tactical-esque shooter where you're going to have to work together as a team to actually win the round, which is definitely interesting. And if they pull it off right, I don't really think there's a game out there currently other than Onward that is kind of like this, and this one seems to be a little bit more of a sci-fi-esque setting, so it's definitely one to keep your eye on. Right now there's nothing about a Quest release for this game, but the gameplay looks like it could be something that, once polished, could be pretty good, and overall I think that it's one to keep your eye on if you're looking for a competitive multiplayer shooter. Alright guys, so with our next pick on this list, we have a game called District Steel, which looks like on the surface what they're toting it to be is a good old-fashioned classic gaming experience, and just based on the environments, it does kind of give you a Doom classic feel, obviously with an updated texture pack and you're fighting different enemies. But this game actually looks pretty good. If you look at some of the gameplay trailers that are out there of it, you're going to be able to slow down time, go into, bullet time as they call it, and be able to, punch robots, shoot robots, and have a multitude of different weapons. And the gameplay so far actually does look pretty strong. And if there's any type of story backing that up, and enough content, the biggest thing is enough content. You always are going to want replay value and want a game like this, but overall what is there so far actually looks pretty solid. And if this game does deliver on a nice storyline, I think it'll be one of the better titles of this year, as it just overall on the surface it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid shooter game. So definitely want to keep your eye on if you're looking for something a little bit more of a classic game that you're going to be running around killing robots with a multitude of weapons and a multitude of ways to do so. So definitely want to keep your eye on if that's something you are into. Alright guys, so with our next pick on this list, we have Hyperdash, which is going to be coming out pretty soon, and a lot of you probably have already played this game through the side quest store if you're an Oculus Quest user. But Hyperdash is going to be getting an official Steam release and an official Oculus Store release here coming up pretty soon, and the game is a team-based shooter that you're going to be, going through a multitude of environments, running on rails and completing objective-based gameplay. It has very, very good reviews, and from everybody that has been able to play it on side quests will say nothing but wonderful things about this game, as it creates a lot of fun, and it's a very fun atmosphere. Not too competitive, not something you're going to rage at, but something you're going to have just a ton of fun playing with your friends. In this game, I definitely recommend checking Hyperdash out. I know I'm very excited for the official PC release of the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to play it. Alright guys, so with our next pick on this list, the number 1 and 2 spots are pretty much, you can interchange them. I'm sure you guys know which games are coming, as I have not mentioned them yet. And the first one we are going to talk about is going to be After the Fall. And After the Fall looks like it's going to be one of the best titles of the entire year, as it's made from the guys from Arizona Sunshine, which of course is one of the best regarded VR games of all time. And this game looks like it's going to do nothing more than expand on that model with an open world, boss fights, world events, co-op, just all the things that you really are looking for in a VR game. And my biggest hope for this game is that the story is solid, but then after the story, the end game content, wants to keep you coming back for more. Whether it's boss fights or world events, I just hope that things change enough that it doesn't feel repetitive, and that it's something you can always hop into, jump in with your squad mates, your friends, and go out into this frozen tundra of a world and fight against the undead or the mutants or whatever they're going to be, and go against boss fights and collect rare loot. Basically, everything that we're looking for in a VR game. I'm hoping that this game is able to deliver on that, through updates, and maybe not right at release, but either way, this is definitely one of the most anticipated upcoming titles of this year, and I'm sure that everybody is looking forward to getting their hands on it. Alright, and lastly, with our number 1 spot, again, could be interchanged with our number 2 spot, but we are going to go with Sniper Elite VR. This is a World War II shooter that is, you're going to be stepping into the Sniper Elite universe as a sniper in World War II setting in virtual reality. I don't think we could really ask for much more than that. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. The gameplay looks really solid so far, with a multitude of levels and a different variety of ways to beat those levels, positions to take up. So definitely going to leave it up to the user a little bit on how to play through that game. And I really like that. I think it's going to be a pretty solid game. And despite some of the backlash that Medal of Honor got, I still thought that was a really good game. But I'm hoping that Sniper Elite's an even better game, because better VR games is better for all of us in the community. And Sniper Elite, their dev team has a really good track record of making good games, and it looks like they're pretty passionate about bringing a Sniper Elite game to VR, so I will definitely be looking forward to that. I'm interested to see if this game's going to have any type of sniper-on-sniper multiplayer. I think that would be a pretty nice feature if they did have that, but overall this game looks pretty good, and it is coming to the Oculus Quest, which is really great for some of you that are really craving a AAA title game for the Oculus Quest. I think it'll be a good one, and let's hope so. Well guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys found some useful information, maybe a game you haven't heard of that you're looking forward to. I do have a top 10 upcoming VR games 2021 list, which has some titles that I think are going to be really, really awesome on it. So I'll be working on that video in the coming weeks. But if I did miss a shooter title that you have heard about or know about that I do not, please do drop that in the comment section below, as I would love to look into that, as shooters are my favorite category of games, especially in VR, because virtual reality was basically made for first-person shooters, so it's pretty awesome. But make sure you guys do drop that in the comment section below, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.